Yeah.
Hey, collard greens and cornbread. It's your girl Keisha, and I am here with this week's All Tea All Shade Love and Marriage DC Season 2, Episode 17 review. But I want to let you guys know that tomorrow I will be dropping a exclusive behind the scenes tea video on Yusha and Winter from Love and Marriage DC. After this week's episode, I will give you all the behind the scenes tea on why Winter really started side-eyeing Yusha. And baby, y'all are going to be gagged. So please make sure that you guys tune in tomorrow at 6 p.m. Central Time for this piping hot tea, okay? You do not want to miss it because it will help you guys to fully understand what started transpiring between Winter and Yusha. Because, baby, he was an angel in disguise. He was. Yes, ma'am. But let's get into this week's review. So this week's episode picks up where we left off last week with everybody in a group therapy session, and Terry is solely focusing on Joy because she already had some intuitive thoughts leading up to the visit about her, and she's saying that Joy is judgmental and standoffish and all of these things. Joy has had enough, so she gets up with her leather jacket and goes outside. Of course, Clifton follows her. They're sitting outside, and she's shocked and saying she's never experienced anything like this before. These people don't know me, all of this stuff. So Clifton in their confessional says, I think it was a setup to get you here so they can pinpoint you and make you the subject of conversation. Now, mind you, the confessionals are filmed once, the season has wrapped. So he keeps on saying that it was a setup. It was a setup. So are you blaming production, saying production was trying to set her up to make her the focal point and make her look like the bad guy? Or are you saying that Arena and Jamie were setting her up because Arena was the one that asked for her to be there? So I need to understand why he keeps on saying that, because if y'all supposed to be so cool with the Tylers, then why do you keep on saying that it was a setup, it was a setup, it was a setup? So either you blaming the Tylers or you're blaming production, okay? So after that, she was like, I'm ready to go. So they leave, and I hear Joy say on the way out, them lying MFers. And I was like, why you ain't say that when you was in the room then? Why you didn't say that then? Don't say it now when you walking out the door. So the next day, everybody's in the kitchen, and the Tylers come down dressed to go. And they like, where you going? And they was like, we're going to have breakfast with the Petties. So they was like, okay, girl, go on here with the Petties. So they get to breakfast with the Petties. Joy is still upset from what happened the day before. And it seemed like Joy is always upset. Joy always mad. She ain't never got a smile on her face. She is always bothered, child. So we find out that night before on Valentine's Day that Jamie didn't get him none, okay? Arena fell asleep on him, and I was not shocked in the least. I wasn't shocked at all. But they get to talking about what happened, and Arena makes it clear to them that she didn't tell Terry anything about anybody. So they seem to accept what she's saying. So in that moment, so once again, I'm still wondering why in the confessionals, Clifton keeps on making it a point to say that Joy was set up. Okay. So hopefully that gets cleared up at the reunion. So back at the cabin, it's Yusha and Winter, it's the Silvas, and then it is the Duncans, right? So they're all sitting on the couch talking about what happened as well. And Yusha, very weirdly, is sticking up for Joy to everybody's amazement. Like, huh? You don't even know her? Like, you and Black have been friends for years. How were you sticking up for her and not sticking up for your homeboy? Were you not there? Did you not see what was happening? Have you not been hearing what's been happening? So everybody's kind of side-eyeing him, including Winter at this point, because she like, you don't even know this girl. And I'm your lady, and I'm telling you how I was offended by her behavior, and you negating how I feel. So she's starting to look at him sideways. But like I said in my behind the scenes video tomorrow, you'll further understand why Winter really was side-eyeing him. Woo, child, I can't wait for y'all to find out. So back at the restaurant, Joy says that Black was lying about everything he was saying about them being friends and about how he's helped her and all of this type of stuff. My spirit is telling me that man was not lying. I'm telling y'all, I don't really think that man was lying. I saw the defeat on his face every time she was shutting down what he was saying. I don't think he's lying. And everything that I have learned here over the last month about how Joy and Clifton went about getting on the show and all of this other stuff with them, I really truly don't believe anything that comes out of Joy's mouth at this point. I really honestly do not believe her. And the fact, it's always been weird to me from the first half of this season that she refuses to film with them. And it's like, what has this man done to you that has been so bad that you cannot be around him? It is the weirdest thing ever. And it's giving me, you don't want to be around him because you don't want the truth to come out. And I've been saying that from day one. So back at the cabin, Yusha continues to defend Joy. Black was like, Yusha, I know you, and I've never seen like this side of you. Like, huh? Like he's even shocked at like, what is going on, bruh? He was like, I don't know how you can defend the actions of yesterday. The actions were terrible. Okay. Back at the restaurant, Joy is crying because she says that she never thought that she would have to continue to defend herself like this. And as far as her and Ashley are concerned, I don't think that she has to continue to defend herself in that situation. But when it comes to the Black situation, yeah, girl, you gonna need to really make us understand what is your beef with him, because I'm not understanding it at all. So she's crying, and that makes Arena start crying. So they both at the table crying, child. And Arena says, you know, Ashley loves you, and was like, would you be willing to sit down and talk to her and make up? Like, I feel like if y'all sit down and talk one-on-one, that y'all can get back on track. At first, she ain't really down with it, but eventually she was like, all right, I'll be willing to do it. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that if they would have spoken that day, they would have been able to get back on one accord. I don't know how long it would have lasted, but I do think if they would have been able to sit down one-on-one, they probably would have been able to get somewhere. So Yusha back at the crib continues to advocate for Joy and tells Black that this is not about him, but whatever hurt she's dealing with. And I'm like, what hurt? What hurt? I'm confused. What hurt are you talking about, sir? She's accused this man of bad business and cheating on her friend. How does the cheating on her friend allegedly with Sharella affect her? Okay. And how did that pain her? And then as far as the group aspect, okay, if he was a bad businessman and that affected y'all group, okay, that could be some ill will there. But he's saying that didn't happen, and she's refusing to show how it did. So I'm looking at Yusha too, like, what are you talking about, homeboy? But once again, y'all tune in tomorrow to get the full tea on what's going on with this Joker, because, whoo, baby, he is two-faced. Two-faced. So, Winter is really starting to look at him like, what's the tea, girl? Because, huh? And even Quick was like, look, I'm just going to tell you, the fact that you defending this woman against your woman, this ain't a good look. So you might just need to just fall back and be quiet. Okay. So Winter is starting to wonder if he would be so quick to turn on you, Black, would he do the same thing to me? So once again, she really looking at him, crazy. So Arena and Jamie return to the house, and Arena talks to Ashley one-on-one upstairs and asks her would she be willing to talk to Joy alone. She get to crying and all type of stuff. Ashley was like, I really did care about her and I don't have a problem talking to her, but the issue is I don't get along with her husband. I don't like her husband. So how can I be friends with somebody when I cannot stand their spouse? Been there, done that. And it can be done. I've been doing it now for the past almost 10 years with a good girlfriend of mine where I don't get along with her spouse. And when she has things, I don't attend. When I have things, she attends alone. And that's just how the relationship has been over the years. We don't discuss him. I don't talk about him, and I do not acknowledge him. You know what I'm saying? So it could be done, but they're on a show, so it's totally different. So mind you, Joy is in the car waiting to see if this conversation is going to happen or not. So at this point, it's been like 5 minutes. She's been sitting in the car. Arena, like I said, is crying and talking about how she feel like she in the middle and how she doesn't like for Ashley to say that they're for the petties. And Ashley was like, well, that's what it seemed like. It seemed like you're always saying that I'm wrong, and they're right, or she's right. And Arena was like, well, you don't know the conversations that I have with them. But we, the viewers, have seen the conversations that you have with them, and you have always sided with them. You really honestly have. And it's okay if that's how you honestly feel. But I didn't feel like it was right for her to sit in Ashley's face and act like she has had their back in situations, because she honestly hasn't. And that's okay, because if that's her truth and how she honestly feels, then hey, that's how I feel and that's how I see things. I'm sorry, friend, but that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? But Ashley was like, look, I got to go talk to my husband about this because I don't know. And so this is what really got me. Instead of Arena going outside and telling Joy that give me a minute, she, thinking things over, she trying to talk to her husband about it real quick, don't leave or whatever. She decides to go get her nails done by the people that are giving them manis and petties. And I'm like, why would you just have this girl sitting outside in the car and don't tell her like what's going on when this was your suggestion? And the excuse that she made up in her confessional about she didn't want to go outside and tell her because then things would be messy. I don't even remember what she said, but it didn't make no sense to me. So Ashley goes to talk to Quick about it, and she was like, I do agree we need to talk, but not right now. She was like, we've been having fun. I want to leave off on a good note. I just don't have the energy. And I don't blame her. I wouldn't have wanted to talk either. And to be honest with you, if I was Joy, I wouldn't have wanted to talk if I was her either. And I feel like they both were being pressured to talk because of Arena. But I don't think that it was the time nor the place, honestly. But I do still feel like if they would have been able to at that time to talk one-on-one, then they might have been able to salvage something. But I think now at this point, it's unsalvageable. So Ashley goes and tell Arena that today won't be the day. And so Arena goes outside after almost 30 minutes of Joy waiting in the car and tells her that Ashley was like, she's not ready. So Joy was like, see what I tell you, 3 strikes, you're done. So back at the restaurant, she had already said to Joy, she's burned me twice already. So I guess she feels like now this was the last and final strike for her. But I'm like, how was this a strike for you? Because she didn't want to talk yet. You know what I'm saying? You had literally just said you weren't ready to talk yet. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that it should have been a strike because she wasn't ready to talk. That's not a strike to me. But that's just me. So the couple's prepared to leave, and Winter is upset with Yusha, but he is oblivious. He think everything is all good between them, child. And the episode goes off. So there's so much context regarding this episode that will make sense to you all when you see my behind the scenes tea video tomorrow. I have been sitting on this tea now for a year, and it will make you guys fully understand a lot of the things that have been going on this show and with certain people, because this is why it's been so hard to review this second half of the season, because so much stuff happened off camera that isn't being spoken of. So then when I say that I agree with something that Ashley said or did, now all of a sudden y'all think I'm being biased because I interviewed with them a few weeks ago. And that's not even the case at all, because I don't care nothing about none of these people on this show, honestly, truly, and what they got going on this show, because it doesn't benefit me at all. But it's the fact that I've become privy to a lot of stuff that has been said and done off camera that has now made me look at things totally different. And that's where this season has sucked, because via editing, production, and all this type of stuff, a lot of stuff that should have been shown has not been shown, unfortunately. And even with the Winter and Yusha part of it, a lot that you're going to find out in my behind the scenes TV video tomorrow was not shown, that would have really made you all understand why Winter was upset with Yusha, because the way it was shown tonight, it probably came across like she was being childish and petty. Like, why you not agreeing with me? Why you agreeing with Joy? And that's not even the full scope of it, you guys. So when you see my video tomorrow, you're going to be like, oh, now I get it. Winter ain't being childish. She's not being petty. Okay? So just follow along with me. Ride along with me, honey. And make sure y'all tune in tomorrow at 6 p.m. Central Time for that juicy behind the scenes TV video. Overall, though, I'm going to give this week's episode of Love and Marriage DC, I'm going to give it a B plus. It was cute. It was cute. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about the episode down below in the comment section. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. I love you, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.